Hello everybody, your professor is here, Spider-Man is here, the Avengers are here, and even Patrick of Ireland and Francis of Assisi are here. And we want to tell you about history of Christianity, early to medieval. It won't be long till we're gathering together in the classroom Wednesday morning, 8 a.m., August the 16th, and so I want to give you a heads up about what to expect. And so we're going to review the syllabus with the requirements and the expectations. Please listen carefully because on our first class day, we're just going to jump right in with our content. And so get your running shoes on. All right, my name is Rex Butler, and I am your professor. I am entering my 17th year here at New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary, and it is my final year. Yes, a year from now, my wife Margie and I are going to retire. We're going to move back to Texas to be closer to our grandkids. But this means this is my last year, and I'm going to give it all I've got. So I'm glad that you're going to be with me, and I'm looking forward to our class together. Now, here's my contact information. If you need to get in touch with me, the best way is to send me an email. There's my email address, rbutler@nobts.edu. If you'll send me an email, I'll respond as quickly as I can. Usually, I respond right away. Early in the semester, when things are very busy and I have a lot of people writing to me, sometimes it might take me a day or two, but that's pretty rare. So go ahead and email me and I'll get right back to you. I prefer that you email me using my email office address, but you can use Canvas and reach me in that way. There's my phone number. It's a new number, 504-816-8202. That'll get me in my office. If I'm not here, you can leave a message and I'll get right back to you. I am in the Dodd Building in room number 105, and my door is almost always unlocked, so just come and see me whenever you like. Now, if you don't know where the Dodd Building is, let me visualize it for you. You know where the level chapel is, so if you just walk down that sidewalk through the classic gates, then look to your right and there is the Dodd Building. From the front, you see the three arches. My office has the arched window on the left, so that's where I office. You can find my door with my name on it, and outside I've got some illustrations from church history and comic books, two of my great loves in life. And there you go, just come in. I am hanging out. I've got my Spider-Man door knocker out there. All right, and so you're always welcome to come see me when you are on campus. All right, let's talk about textbooks. One required textbook is by Justo Gonzalez, The Story of Christianity, Volume 1, The Early Church to the Dawn of the Reformation. I hope that you love this book as much as I do. Most of my students have very positive comments about the book because it's very readable. Gonzalez tells it like it is a story. And indeed, this book is one of the influences on my life that drew me into church history as my area of specialization. The other book is the Documents of the Christian Church. It's edited by Henry Bettinson and Chris Maunders. The fourth edition is the one that's on your syllabus. Really, any edition will do, but the current one is the fourth edition. This is a reader, and so with this book, you'll be able to read some of the primary sources, the very words written by people like Augustine and Thomas Aquinas and others. So this kind of gives you a feel for the people that you're studying about. There'll be additional required reading from primary sources that are available on the internet. So be sure and take care of your reading. The reading schedule is in your syllabus. Now, even though we meet in the classroom, we will use the Canvas learning platform as a supplemental tool for me to disseminate information and for you to be held accountable with your unit tests and reading reports and assignments. So go online to your Canvas account. You will be automatically enrolled by the first day of class. I can do nothing, so don't contact me about Canvas. Just wait and you'll be enrolled at the right time. Now, once you get onto Canvas, you'll look for your modules, and you'll have a series of modules that will walk you through the class throughout the semester. The very first module you want to open up is the one titled Welcome, Begin Here. And you'll find a welcome from our president, Dr. Do. Don't you just love him? Well, I sure do. And he's going to welcome you to the new semester. There's also a video, a welcome from your professor. There'll be a video, the explanation of your syllabus. That's what I'm recording right now. You'll find the syllabus and course schedule, and then a number of other course resources. So this welcome begin here module is a good place for you to begin and get acclimated to the course. Now, the next thing I want you to do is to provide an introduction of yourself. This is under week 1, unit 1. And so please introduce yourself in the proper place. You'll see the link there. And I like pictures. I like to see you, your family, your pets, your activities, whatever you'd like to share. The rest of us would like to see. Talk about where you come from. What is your degree plan? What are your ministry goals? Where are you ministering now? Where are you working now? Just tell us about yourself, your hobbies, and so on and so forth. This will help us get to know you, and you can get to know your fellow students. Well, I have led the way with more information about me than you want to know. I've got pictures of myself and my wife, my family, my grandkids, and of course, you want to see pictures of my grandkids. Yes, I know. And so I provide lots of pictures and lots of information. All right, so please, as soon as you get access to Canvas, please provide an introduction. All right, there are course modules on Canvas. Each module will give you a to-do list for that week. Your PowerPoint lectures, I'll be delivering them in class, but they'll be available to you to look through. There'll be bonus features, maps, charts, videos, and so on and so forth. Also, you'll conduct your unit tests and your reading reports on Canvas, and there are study guides to help you prepare for your tests. All right, let's talk about your unit assignments. All right, I've divided the course into units, and at the conclusion of each unit, you'll be required to complete a unit test and submit a reading report. All right, and so here are the dates. They're listed in your syllabus. So Unit 1 ends on September 6th, and by that date, by midnight at the end of that date, you'll be expected to complete your unit test and also to submit your reading report. Okay, we'll talk more about that in just a bit. Okay, so mark your calendar, because once midnight passes on the date of the end of your unit, you will not see the test or not be able to submit a reading report after that. I am very strict about due dates, and so do not ask me to reopen a test or a reading report. I will not do it. You just need to keep track of the dates and be sure that you get it done ahead of time. In the class meetings, I will help you to remember when the due dates are coming up, okay? Now, let's talk about the unit tests. There are 6 of them. They are closed book, closed note, open memory. All right, and so I'm expecting you to fill out these unit tests based on your memory and not looking at your notes or your book. Each test lasts 25 minutes and it will shut down at the expiration of the time. So be sure that you're finished by 25 minutes. After 20 minutes, it might be time for you to be sure that you get the last questions answered or that you review the questions that you submitted, all right? Because at 25 minutes, it's going to shut off. Now, the base value of each test is 25 points, but there are bonus questions, and they give you more opportunities to give correct answers so you can earn some extra points. All right, many times my students get confused and they think that they're being penalized by my asking more questions, but that's not the case. I'm giving you more opportunities to earn more points so that you can earn some bonus points toward your final grade. Trust me, the word bonus comes from the Latin word good, and I have only good in mind for you, okay? So look for the bonus questions and be sure to get some extra points by answering them. Now, again, if you miss a deadline, I will not reopen the test. I'm very firm about this, and so be sure that you get it done ahead of time. Now, out of the 6 unit tests, the lowest grade will be dropped. This is in case you forget one, all right? If you forget one, you don't have to worry about it because that grade will be dropped. If you have computer problems, if you go out of town to do a D-Now, or you go to see grandma, you can just exempt yourself from one test out of those 6. And then if you're satisfied with your first 5 test scores, well, then you can exempt yourself from the 6th. So it is to your advantage to take the first 5, and then if you're pleased, you don't have to worry about the 6th unit test. Okie doke? Now, let's talk about reading reports. You will report your reading at the end of every unit. And again, if you miss the deadline, I will not reopen the reading report. But it's up to you. You are on the honor system. You will estimate the percentage of the reading that you completed in 20% increments. And again, your reading assignments are listed in your syllabus, also on the course schedule, and for every unit you have a certain number of assignments from Gonzalez, from Bettinson, and from the internet. You know, the easiest way to calculate this is just to do 100% of the reading, and then you can check off 100% and you'll get 5 points. Now, if you didn't quite read all of it, well, then give yourself 80%, and that's 4 points. 60%, just over half, you'll get 3 points, and so on and so forth. But please do your reading, because you cannot get everything that I want you to learn about church history just from the lectures. And so I need you to read the assignments so you can glean all that I want you to have to learn about church history. Now, at the end of the semester, there's a bonus reading report. And so that's worth 5 points. If you complete all of your assigned reading for the entire semester, 5 more points will be added to your total score. Now, this means that if you miss a little bit of reading on one unit, you can always go back and catch up later. You can't get your points back for that unit, but you can get 5 points at the end. Of course, the easiest way is just to read it all as you go, and then at the end it's an automatic 5 extra points. So this is another way for you to earn bonus points in my class. Again, the reading schedule is included in the syllabus and in the course schedule. Now, you will be assigned 2 book reviews. The first book review is a review of a biography. You'll read and review a biography of a subject located within the parameters of the early church and medieval era of the church. Suggested biographies are included in the selected bibliography in the textbook. Other books are allowed with my permission. If you think of a book that you would like to review, just let me know. I'll check it out and see if it's suitable for our class. You don't have to get permission or list it anywhere. Just choose one of the books and review it. The book review of the biography is due on October 18th. All right, the book review should be between 6 to 8 double-spaced typewritten pages in length. It should contain at the very top a bibliographical entry, okay, just to say the author, the book, the publisher, and so on. Your first paragraph should be a brief, and I mean brief, biographical sketch of the author. Just the author, his life dates, where he studied, and maybe where he teaches, and then a list of other books that he's written. A very select list. You know, there's some of our authors that have written quite a bit. You just want just a few. In other words, I need just a brief paragraph here of the author. And then you'll begin with a summary of the contents of the entire book. All right, this is very important. This is really the heart of your book review, is a summary of the contents, so that we know that you read the book and that you understood the book and you're reviewing the book for us. And then at the end, I want you to add a paragraph or two, and I want you to head it application point. I want you to give an application point about the impact of this person's life, the person that you read about. Did he or she have an impact on your life and ministry? Did this person have an impact on your on who you are and how you serve? All right, and so an application point is very important. I want us to be able to apply church history to our lives and ministries, and be sure to include a cover page. All right, that's the first book review. The second book review is a book review that covers a movement or an event. Here are a couple of examples. Christian Women in the Patristic World. This is a book not about one woman, but about women in general. And then Early Christian Martyr Stories. Again, not one martyr, but a series of martyrs. And so these are movements, these are events. You'll read and review a second book written about a movie or event, again located within the parameters of the early church and medieval era. And again, there are suggested books included in the selected bibliography. All right, this book review is due on November 15th, and you'll follow the instructions listed for the first book review. All right, so these are your two written assignments, two book reviews. All right, used to, I required a research paper where you would gather 10 books to learn about a subject. Well, I've made it much simpler for you, and that is you just have to read one book for a biography, one book for a movement, and so I hope that this will be a good learning experience for you as you get a little deeper into two different subjects from your class course material. All right, Turnitin is a tool that's available to you on Canvas that will help you avoid plagiarism. If you'll submit it, you'll receive a report. There will be material highlighted that's found in the database, and so you need to check that highlighted material to be sure that it is cited properly. You may need to put more of your paper in your own words, okay, because this needs to be an original review written by you. Now, you want to note that footnotes and bibliographical entries will be highlighted because other students are going to obviously cite the same sources that you do, so don't be concerned about those highlights. All right, Turnitin. It is a tool that will help you to avoid plagiarism and also to create an original book review. All right, well, here's Shrek, and he's telling me it's time to put on my ugly face because I need to tell you about requirements and expectations that I have of you for this class. All right, there are penalties. One is attendance. Students are expected to attend and to participate in the class sessions. Any student missing more than 9 hours may receive an automatic grade of F for the course, and 3 tardies count as 1 absence. So I'll be keeping roll, and you need to be sure to attend the class meetings. Now, unit tests and reading reports, I've talked about this already. They must be submitted by the deadline. After the deadline, the tests and reading reports will not be reopened, all right? But again, 1 unit test grade will be dropped, and so that's my way of giving you a little bit of leniency, okie doke. Now, tardiness. I'm very strict about getting your papers in on time. A late project assignment will be assessed a 10% penalty if it is submitted after the deadline. And after 5 days, that penalty goes up to 20%. After 1 week, the penalty will be so severe that I don't even talk about it. It's frightful, all right? So you want to be sure to get your work in on time. And no assignment will be accepted after 2 weeks past the deadline. And if you don't turn it in, you will not pass the class. All right, plagiarism. Again, this is a very serious issue at our seminary. We have a high standard of personal integrity that's expected of all students at NOBTS. Any infraction will be reported to the Dean of Students for further action. All right, so look at the graduate catalog for more information, definition of plagiarism, and consequences for violation. All right, so be sure that the work you turn in is original, not copied and pasted from other sources. You know, students forget that I too can Google, all right, and I can find material that is plagiarized, so don't do it. All right? All right, now we're all good. I'm going to put my happy face back on, and we're going to keep talking about our class. We've talked about requirements and expectations. So let's talk about grading for the class, possible points and grading scale. In this class, you earn points for every assignment. So for your reading, you can earn 30 points. If you turn in 100% 6 times in a row, that's 30 points. But remember, with your bonus reading report, you can get 5 more points. All right, your tests, 5 will be counted. Again, the base value is 25, and so the base value for your test is 125 points. But remember, every test has some bonus questions, and so you actually can earn more than 125 points. All right, so keep that in mind as you take your test. Look for the bonus questions and answer them. All right, each book review is worth 60 points, and so the base total for the semester is 275 points, and so I figured an A at 255 to 275 points. All right, a B is 230 to 254 points. Look at the C, 210 to 229, so on and so forth. If you score less than 164 points, well, I'm afraid you're going to fail my class. But here is some good news. Half of you are going to make A's, all right? In almost all of my classes, half my students or more make A's. Because the fact is, if you do the work, you're going to pass the class, all right? Out of the other half, most of them are going to make B's. There are going to be a few C's, maybe a D or two. But if you want to fail my class, you have to work very hard to fail it, all right? That means you didn't turn in your work, you turned it in late, you plagiarized, you didn't come to class. There's some way in which you did not fulfill the requirements and expectations that we have been over. Otherwise, if you do the work, you're going to do well in my class. All right, use of electronics. I say this every year. It does almost no good. We're so dependent on electronics anymore. Turn off your cell phones. Put them away. I see students with their cell phones on their desk, and that tells me that you care more about people who are texting you than you care about your professor. That you're more interested in what comes across that phone than you're interested in what comes across in the lecture. And so just put your cell phones away. Let people know that while you're in the classroom, you are not available because you are here to learn. And so please learn. Set aside your electronics until later. The same thing with the laptops, all right? You may bring your laptops in. You may want to use them to follow along with the PowerPoints. That's perfectly fine. But remember, if you're playing solitaire, if you're checking your email and Facebook, you're not only distracting yourself, but you're distracting the people around you. So let's use electronics judiciously and even righteously, okay? And let's pay attention when you were in class. I would appreciate it. I would be honored if you do so. All right, emergency plan. I don't like to use the H word, but we are in hurricane season, all right? And so in case of an emergency, you'll need to go to the seminary website for information related to the seminary. Of course, that's nobts.edu, and you can check Canvas for instructions related to this class. All right? Well, I think that's it. We've come to the end of my my video on our class and our syllabus. I hope that it's been helpful to you. And again, when we come to class on Wednesday, August 16th, 8 a.m., keep your running shoes on because I'm going to jump right in and we're going to start talking content about the context of the early church. I'm looking forward to it. Please come ready to learn and eager to hear about the history of Christianity, early to medieval. All right, the Lord bless you and keep you.